Do not attach your freedom and your self-worth to the things that you have. Do not attach who you are to what you have. I am Phoenix Jackson, and after 18 years as an award-winning business leader, I'm here to share, guide, and inspire you on your journey upward and inward. I want you to live an empowered existence because you deserve it. This is a spiritual space for those seeking to make a difference in their lives and the lives of others. We will talk life design, healing, spirituality, and business. I'm sharing what I know to be true. Thank you for being here. Let's go within.
Just might upset my soul.
Got the energy right up in here. We got the energy right. Yes. Hi. Welcome back. I am Phoenix Jackson. I thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you rocking with me. I appreciate you visiting. And, it has been an interesting journey with this consistency piece and this structure and like making sure that I show up for you guys. Like I'm with it. I'm rocking with it. I'm lean with it, rocking with it. I'm rocking with it. So let's talk about something. I hear a lot of people struggling with what's supposed to happen next in their journey. Like, what's supposed to happen next? And unfortunately, a lot of us are carrying a lot of baggage. And I'm not even talking about the traditional baggage that we think of when people say, oh, they have baggage, like, oh, they have this many children, they've been married, or they got trauma, no, I'm not talking about that kind of baggage. I mean, we are literally carrying the weight in a bag of what the future holds. We are literally carrying the weight on our shoulders of what's supposed to happen next. You know why? Because we live in a system. Literally, we live in a system in our country where we are month-to-month installations. I don't care if you rent or you own, you're still paying month to month. And freedom is not having any payments. Freedom is not having to work to maintain a life that you have. Whereas when you go to other countries, for instance, and other continents and other areas, you can literally build a house that you can save up the money for 3 years of working in America. You can save up enough money, 3 to 5 years, to build a house overseas that is fully built, fully paid for, no mortgages, no anything, and you're free. You're living comfortably. And that's not attainable for everybody. But the reason why a lot of us are so pressed on what's next and have the anxiety of what's next is because of the way that our system is set up. So I want you to first start in our segment today by taking a deep breath and understand that it is okay that you feel stressed about the future. But I want you to know that it is baggage. It is baggage that our society has put onto you. And yes, we have to maneuver until the system can be changed, which means it has to fall apart before it can be changed. We have to learn how to maneuver into this system, and I'm going to show you how. Step one, as you are maneuvering in this system that we have here, is to do not attach your freedom and your self-worth to the things that you have. Do not attach who you are to what you have. That is the biggest mistake that everybody's making, especially as Black people who have been so marginalized. We feel like we need to show off the car, the house, the chain, the this, the that, the look like this. We got to wear the Rolex. We got to look like this. We got to look like that, because our self-worth is attached to those things. If we did not have the Fendi and the Rolex and all these things, who would we be without these things? Who would you be? And a lot of people are afraid to answer that question, which is why they would rather cover themselves up in things. They would rather sheath themselves with stuff, because without the stuff, they have to really dig in and try to understand who they are. And a lot of people are like that. And it's sad and it's unfortunate. But I get it and I have compassion for it, but I want you to have compassion for yourself and understand that you do not have to be on the rat race as much as you think you do. Your future can feel lighter, and your what's next can come a lot faster when you think about the things that you do not need things that you can get rid of, things that you can walk away from and still hold on to your dignity and your self-respect. A lot of times we are attached to things that lead us nowhere. Sometimes we're attached to stuff that really does not serve us a purpose and a higher calling of where we're supposed to be. You even have religious figures out here who their whole preaching is prosperity content, and their whole preaching is about what they have and what they're wearing and the kind of shoes they're and their lifestyle, when they're making money from the people, you know? And our society literally, people literally showcase and show off their life to get money from other people. You know, they're like, hey, look at my fancy car. You can have this too if you buy my class. And what they didn't tell you is they probably scammed to get that car. What they didn't tell you is that they are probably $100,000 in debt just in general. What they didn't tell you is that they need your money to keep going because they're drowning about their future. And all that could be simplified if they let go of the material things that they think that they need in order to be something or somebody. Hello, somebody. You don't need none of those things. And those things don't need you. I'm becoming more and more set into the mindset, if I can't pay for it cash, then maybe I don't need it. If I don't have the money to buy it now, then maybe I don't need it. And being okay with that. A lot of us carry the weight of the future because we're trying to figure out how we're going to pay for it. A lot of us are carrying the weight of what's next because we're worried about how we're going to pay for it. So what can you let out of this bag that you won't have to pay for in the future? What can you simplify in that you don't have to pay for in the future? Do you have a gym membership you never use? Do you have some monthly stuff that you never watch, some streaming services that you never use? Do you have vehicles that are not paid for that maybe you can slim down to 2 versus 3 vehicles? Some people got 3 vehicles. Some, you know, multiple house, they like got a wife and kids and they got like 3 vehicles when maybe they just need 2, you know? Can you cut out some expenditures that you don't need? Do you need another outfit? Do you need another pair of shoes? What do you need? And as you buy those things, why are you buying them? We got to start thinking about those things. People carry stress about the future because, again, they're worried about paying for it. So we have to think about, what can we simplify? What can we do away with? What can we cleanse as we step into this next fold of this next year? Or if you like, child, I'm holding on to everything. I want all the things because I want them, because my self-worth is attached to all those things, and that's who I am. I'm rocking all this expensive stuff because that's who I am. I'm not nothing without none of this stuff. So that's who I am. If that's you, okay, then you shouldn't be worried about the future, because if that's you, then that means you should be able to find a way to pay for all of that. If that's you, there should be no complaints and anxiety about the future. You should be able to earn and keep that which you claim is you. But as you dig deeper into yourself and understand who you really are, then we can come back to the table and talk about what do you need to keep and what needs to go. All right? Now, the exercise for today is a very light one. I want you to take a moment to think about, what are some things in your life that you've attached your identity to? What are some things, some people that you've attached your identity to that you can disconnect from? What are some situations that you have attached yourself to that your identity is wrapped around, that if those things disappeared, you wouldn't know who you are? I want you to really think about this. This is hypothetical, because those things are not going to disappear. Like if you have a doctorate's degree, it's not going to disappear. But think about, who would you be without it? Who would you be without it? And would you still respect and care and love that person without it? I want you to really think about how you self-identify. Do you identify with things? Do you identify with accomplishments? How do you identify? And as you learn how you identify, you will learn what you can disassociate with. Do you need that identity on you? Do you need to carry that with you everywhere? Or is that baggage? Is it baggage? Is it something else you got to carry that's actually causing you underlying anxiety somewhere? Is it undue and unmet desires that you don't actually need? As humans step into this next fold of our existence, our focus needs to be on what we need, not what we want. Because what we want is excessive and damaging to the planet and damaging to each other. So what do we need to move forward? That's how we need to start looking at things. And that has to start from individual to individual. Looking at what you identify with and why you identify with those things. And also what parts of those identities can you give away and walk away from. And with that, what can you let go of? What can you let go of? All right, that's the homework for today. And we're going to take a pause and we will be back for the listener letter. Okay. All right, Brittany. Okay, we're going to go to Brittany's. Brittany said, "Hey Phoenix, how are you? Thank you so much for doing your show. I really appreciate you." Thank you, girl. Brittany said, "I'm in a little bit of a pickle. I entered a relationship with someone about 4 months ago, and here we are 4 months later, and I'm ready to leave. I was dating him about 3 months before we became committed, and now we are 4 months into our commitment." Okay, so she's saying it's been a total of 7 months. "But now I'm realizing that I made a mistake and I just don't feel at home with him. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with him directly. I just do not feel that he is my husband. And I feel us getting deeper and deeper, and I feel him falling in love, and yet I'm not falling in love. What do I need to do?" Well, child, that is a pickle. Thank you for asking questions like that. I love that the questions are more personal and they're not so business-like. Y'all can ask business questions too. But I would say that as you're thinking about leaving someone, there is one rule. There's no rule. You don't have to have a reason to walk away from somebody. You don't have to have a reason to decide not to be with somebody. You don't need a reason to decide that someone's just not what you need. When we make a decision to be with somebody, we are making a decision to choose to co-create with them, to choose to do life with them. That does not include or mean that you have to be with somebody that you're just not feeling that connection and deep love for. And if you don't feel it now, you can make a choice to walk away and let them know that it's not about them, but that you just don't feel that this is a cohesive, loving situation in the way that you need for it to be. But before you do that, I would ask for you to question and really think about what your ideas of love are and why you think that this does not fit that. And if somewhere you're like, yeah, this does not fit with my idea of love or relationship or what I want in a relationship, then yes, by all means walk away and listen to your gut and your intuition. And if it's feeling like, this ain't it, then that's just what it is. It ain't it. It ain't it. And you have to be okay with that. All right? Be okay with, boldly taking the steps of walking away, boldly taking the steps of choosing yourself if that's what you want. But also, it's okay. But next time rinse it off so she's not getting stains on the carpet. You didn't give her a whole chicken? Okay. Okay, but that's like a whole chicken. You got a whole flat over there. You should have gave her like the wing or something. But it's okay. All right. Make sure that you are analyzing why you're feeling the way you are. Are you sabotaging something good? Are you just afraid? Or is it really deep down in your spirit, you're like, child, this person ain't it, this person ain't it. And if that's the case, that's fine. If there's something about him that makes you say, this doesn't feel right to my spirit, you don't feel right emotionally, your emotions are your guiding system, walk away. Because, child, the reality is the worst thing that you can do is string somebody along and break them and hurt their heart along the way. That's the worst thing you can do. So the best thing is to nip it in the bud. Do some time to self-reflect. It can be less than a week. Just self-reflect on it and make sure you're making the right decision. And make sure you're not making a decision out of fear and self-sabotaging. And then if you're just still like, you know what, this isn't it. He is not the person that I believe I'm supposed to be with for the rest of my life, or this is going in a direction that I don't think it should go, then have that grown-up conversation with him. Talk to him. Let him know how you feel, and let him know that you care about him, and that you know, it just doesn't feel right, but that he's a great man. And make sure you don't break his spirit for the next woman. Because a lot of people out here, men and women, are afraid of trying again because they unfortunately got burned in the wrong way in a breakup or in a relationship previously. And other people shouldn't have to pay for others' mistakes and lack of the ability to communicate. So ensure that you communicate properly. Ensure you close that door in a way that is respectful to both of you guys. All right? That's what I have for you. I appreciate you so much again. And Brittany, it's gonna be all right, girl. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. I had multiple situations in the past, in my 20s and early 30s, where like it was good, but I wasn't ready, or it didn't feel right, even though it was good. And they were great guys, but it just wasn't what it was. And it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. All right? Because what did I say earlier? You do not need a reason to break up with somebody. If it don't feel right, it don't feel right. All right? Thank you so much. And guys, I appreciate you again. I will see you next time. One of our future videos, I'm going to be sharing some of my adventures on one of my recent trips to New York. I did a lot of vlogging, and I can't wait to share with you guys. And I appreciate you so much. And please hit me in the description, like, share, and subscribe. I thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Please have a great weekend and a great week ahead. Thank you.